just a few minutes a day, and you can be a professional driver. Listen to the information right from the professionals at the DMV. In this video, we'll begin on page 73 of the DMV Handbook, under Handling Emergencies. Please check out the other videos in this playlist and this channel for all DMV videos. Mechanical tips. Skids on slippery surfaces. A road that is normally safe can become dangerous when it is slippery. Ice and packed snow on the road can cause your vehicle to skid, especially if you are driving too fast or going downhill. If you start to skid, ease off the gas pedal. Stop braking. Turn the steering wheel in the direction of the skid. If you cannot control your vehicle on a slippery surface, try to find something to stop the skid. Try to get a wheel on dry pavement or on a shoulder of the road. You may have to edge slowly into a snowbank or brushes to stop the vehicle. To prevent a skid on slippery surfaces, drive slowly and stay farther behind the vehicle ahead of you. Slow down as you approach curves and intersections. Avoid turning fast or fast turns. Avoid quick stops. Pump the brakes or slow to stop. Do not pump anti-lock brakes. Shift to low gear before going down a steep hill. Avoid especially slippery areas, such as ice patches, wet leaves, oil, or deep puddles. If the brakes get wet, dry them by lightly pressing the gas pedal and brake pedal at the same time, so that the vehicle drives against the pressure of the brakes. Perform this light pressing only until the brakes dry. Driving off of the pavement. Driving off the pavement. If your wheels drift off the pavement into the shoulder, grip the steering wheel firmly, ease your foot off the accelerator, and brake gently. After checking for traffic behind you, gently steer back onto the pavement. Do not pull or turn your steering wheel suddenly to correct your steering, because this may cause you to drive into oncoming traffic. Acceleration skids. An acceleration skid usually happens when the drive wheels lose traction on the road surface. To maintain control of a skidding vehicle, do not apply the brakes. Ease off the gas pedal and straighten the front wheels as the vehicle begins to straighten itself out. Locked wheel skids. This type of skid is usually caused by braking too hard at a high rate of speed and locking the wheels. The vehicle will skid no matter which way the steering wheel is turned. Take your foot off the brake and unlock the wheels. Then straighten the front wheels as the vehicle begins to straighten out. If your vehicle is not equipped with anti-lock brakes and you enter a locked wheel skid, step on the brakes gradually until you are at a safe speed to continue driving. However, if you press the brake pedal and it sinks to the floor, quickly pump the brake pedal to build pressure. As you're pumping the brakes, downshift your vehicle into a lower gear or neutral to slow down. Then try using your emergency or parking brake to stop. Slow the vehicle gradually until you are at a safe speed to continue driving. Accelerator malfunction. If your accelerator or gas pedal becomes stuck, you should shift to neutral and apply the brakes. Keep your eyes on the road. Look for an alternative route away from traffic, or look for a way out. Warn other drivers by honking and turning on your emergency signal lights. Try to drive the car safely off the road. Stop and turn off the ignition. Warning: turning the ignition off while the vehicle is moving may lock the steering wheel. You will not have control of the steering. Steering wheel locking device. Never turn your vehicle's ignition to the lock position while it is still in motion. The steering will lock and you will lose control of your vehicle. Collisions are not accidents. An accident implies an unforeseen event that occurs when anyone's fault or negligence. Most often in traffic, this is not the case. If you see a vehicle hazard lights ahead, slow down. There may be a collision or other road emergency ahead. Stop and give assistance if asked by anyone or pass very carefully. Avoid driving near collisions if you can. Those injured will be helped faster if other vehicles aren't blocking the road. If you must drive near a collision, do not stop or slow down just to look. You may cause another crash. Drive by carefully watching for people in the road. Causes of collisions. The most common causes of collisions are drivers distracted, unsafe speed, driving on the wrong side of the road, improper turns, violating the right-of-way rule, violating stop signals and signs. Involved in a collision. If you are involved in a collision, you must stop. Someone can be injured and need your help. If you do not stop, you may be convicted of a hit and run by the police and could be severely punished. Call 911 if anyone is hurt. Move your vehicle out of the traffic lane if no one is injured or killed. Show your driver's license, vehicle registration, evidence of financial responsibility, and current address to other drivers, persons involved, and the peace officer. You or your insurance agents must make a written report to the police or California Highway Patrol within 24 hours of the collision if someone is killed or injured. You or your insurance agent, broker, or legal representative must make a written report to DMV within 10 days. If you hit a parked vehicle or other property, leave a note with your name, phone number, and address in a securely attached to the vehicle or property that you hit. Report the collision to the city police or the incorporated area to the CHP. If your parked car rolls away and hits another vehicle, try to find the owner and report the incident to authorities as mentioned above. If you kill or injure an animal, call the nearest Humane Society, police, or CHP. Do not try to move an injured animal or leave an injured animal to die. Reporting a collision. When you have a collision, report it to the DMV within 10 days. If there's more than $1,000 in damage, if anyone was injured, you can also go to the dmv.gov. You or your representative must make this report whether or not you caused the collision, even if the collision occurred on private property. Your driving privilege will be suspended if you do not make this report. For up to 4 years, if you did not have proper insurance coverage during the last 3 years of suspension, your driver's license can be returned to you if you provide a California proof of insurance and maintain it during the 3-year period. Now here are some safety tips. Safety tips on the freeway. According to the CHP, if your vehicle becomes disabled on the freeway, safely pull to the right shoulder. If you must exit the vehicle, exit on the right side of your vehicle away from the traffic. Once you arrange for assistance, return to your vehicle, get back into the vehicle from the right side away from traffic, and put on your seatbelt. Stay inside your vehicle with the seatbelt on until help arrives. In certain circumstances, when there is not enough shoulder space, or if there is a guardrail or an area to safely stay away from the freeway lanes, exit your vehicle and stay away from the vehicle. Use your emergency blinking lights at your discretion according to weather conditions. The lights may be helpful, but they could also attract drunk drivers. The CHP Freeway Service Patrol provides free emergency roadside services during commute periods. If the FSP, or Freeway Service Patrol, cannot start your vehicle, it will be towed free of charge to a location approved by the CHP. FSP will also contact additional assistance for you. The CHP will notify an auto club or towing service. If you get stuck on the freeway because your vehicle stops running, the FSP will offer you a gallon of gas if you run out. Jump start your vehicle if the battery is dead. Refill your radiator and tape hoses. Change a flat tire. Report any collision to the CHP. The FSP program will not tow your vehicle to a private repair service or residence. They will not recommend tow service companies or repair and body shops. They will not tow motorcycles. They will not assist vehicles which have been involved in a collision unless directed by the CHP. So call 1-800-TELL-CHP or 1-800-835-5247 to find out if the FSP operates where you are and how to contact the FSP. All right, railroad tracks. If your vehicle stalls or is otherwise disabled while blocking any part of the train tracks, and there is no accident or injury, and the warning lights are flashing and a train is approaching, immediately exit your vehicle and run in a 45-degree angle away from the tracks in the direction that the train is coming, and then dial 911. You may only have 20 seconds to escape before the train arrives. The warning lights are not flashing. You do not see a train approaching. Then exit your vehicle and immediately dial the emergency notification system. The number is located on the railroad crossing post or metal control box near the tracks. Provide the location, the crossing number, and the road or highway that intersects the tracks. Be sure to specify that a vehicle is on the tracks. After you call the ENS, call 911. Driver readiness. Safety for the aging driver. The DMV has published a handbook specifically for senior drivers. Check it out on this channel or go online at dmv.california.gov. You can download it there or you can call the DMV at 1-800-777-0133. They'll mail it to you. Now, good vision for all drivers. You need good vision to drive safely. See the Vision section on page 13 of this video playlist. If you cannot see clearly, you cannot judge distances or spot trouble, and you will not be able to make the best judgment. You also need to see peripherally or out of the corner of your eye to spot vehicles coming up beside you while your eyes are on the road. You may see clearly and still not be able to judge distances. You need good distance judgment so you know how far you are from other vehicles. Many people who may not see clearly in the daytime or can see clearly in the daytime, they have trouble seeing clearly at night. Some people see poorly in dim light. Others may have trouble with the glare of the headlights. Have your eyes checked every year or two. You may never know about poor peripheral vision or poor distance judgment unless you have your eyes checked by a healthcare professional. Hearing. Hearing is more important to driving than many people realize. The sound of horns or sirens or screeching tires can warn you of danger. Sometimes you can hear a vehicle but cannot see it, especially if it is in your blind spot. Even people with good hearing cannot hear well if the radio or CD player is blaring. Do not wear a headset or earplugs in both ears while driving. It's against the law. Hearing problems like bad eyesight can come in so slowly that you do not notice them at first. So have your hearing checked periodically. Drivers that are deaf or hard of hearing can adjust their driver safety habits by relying more on their seeing senses and therefore compensate for the loss of hearing. Fatigued or drowsy driving. The American Automobile Association, or the AAA, estimates that 21% of all crashes that result in a fatality involve a drowsy driver. Now, per the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or the NHTSA, an average of 44% of drivers admit to being drowsy or falling asleep at least once in their life while driving. Being awake for 17 hours can equal the effect of blood alcohol content of 0.5%, and being awake for 24 hours can equal the effect of a blood alcohol level of 1.10%. So if you are drinking alcohol and have had 4 hours of sleep, one beer can have the same effect as drinking a 6-pack of beer. Whew, that's dangerous. What will not prevent drowsy driving? Well, rolling down the window will not prevent drowsy driving, or drinking, eating caffeine or sugar, turning on or turning up the radio, turning on the air conditioning, talking to passengers or talking over the phone, exercising, eating, or relaxing while napping or sleeping. Now, you want to know what will prevent drowsy driving? These are some key things to remember. What will prevent drowsy driving? Getting enough sleep before driving, and do not drive until you're rested. Driving with a passenger and switch drivers when you feel drowsy. Pulling over safely and taking a 10 to 20 minute nap. Calling a ride service or a friend to pick you up and take you to your destination. Now, signs that you may identify if you or another driver are driving while you're drowsy. If you see the driver yawning or rubbing the eyes repeatedly, or if they have slower reaction time, or falling asleep for a fraction of a second, or blurred vision, or crossing the center line or changing lanes unpredictably, or an inconsistent speed, or erratic braking, or missing an exit or a turn or a lane. Medications. Remember that all medications, prescriptions, and over-the-counter are potentially dangerous and can impair your driving. Over-the-counter medicines that you take for colds and allergies can make you drowsy and affect your driving ability. If you must take medication before driving, find out the effects of the medication from your physician or pharmacist. Now, it is your responsibility to know the effects of the medications that you take. Before you decide to drive, do not mix medications unless directed by a physician. Do not take medications prescribed by someone else, for someone else. Do not mix alcohol and medication. Health and emotions. Your personality affects the way you drive. Do not let your emotions interfere with your safe driving. Use good judgment, common sense, and courtesy when you drive. Follow the recommended safe driving rules. Discuss health concerns such as poor vision, heart problems, diabetes, and epilepsy with your physician and follow his or her advice. Notify the DMV if you have a condition that might affect your ability to drive safely. Now, here are some conditions physicians must report. Physicians and surgeons are required to report patients at least 14 years old and older who are diagnosed as having lapses of consciousness, Alzheimer's disease, or related disorders. Although not required by law, your physician may report to DMV any other medical condition that he or she believes may affect your ability to drive safely. Alcohol and drugs, or drugs and alcohol. Alcohol and drugs and driving is dangerous and very dangerous. Alcohol and drugs impairs your judgment. Impaired judgment or good sense affects how you react to sounds and what you see. It is also dangerous to walk in traffic or ride a bicycle while under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Much of what has been said about alcohol also applies to drugs. California's drunk driving law is also drugged driving law. It refers to DUI, or alcohol and or drugs. If an officer suspects that you are under the influence of drugs, the officer can legally require you to take a blood or urine test. And drivers who refuse these tests are subject to longer driver's license suspensions and revocations. The use of any drug which impairs your ability to drive safely is illegal. Check with your physician or pharmacist and read the warning labels if you are not sure that taking the medication will affect your driving. Now, here are some facts. Most drugs taken for colds, hay fever, allergies, or calm nerves, or to relax your muscles, can make a person drowsy. Medicines taken together or used with alcohol can be dangerous. Many drugs have unexpected side effects when taken with alcohol. Pep pills, uppers, and diet pills can make a driver more alert for a short time, but later, however, they can cause a person to become nervous, dizzy, and not able to concentrate. They can also affect the vision. Any drug that may cause drowsiness or dizziness is one you should not take before driving. Make sure you can read the label and know the effects of any drug you use. Carrying alcohol in a vehicle. The law is very strict about carrying alcohol in a vehicle, whether the vehicle is on or off the highway. You must not drink any amount of alcohol in any vehicle. A container of liquor, beer, or wine carried inside the vehicle must be full, sealed, and unopened. Otherwise, it must be kept in the trunk of the vehicle or in a place where passengers do not sit. Keeping an opened alcoholic drink in the glove compartment is specifically against the law. In a bus, taxi, camper, or motorhome, the law does not apply to non-driving passengers. Drivers under 21 and possession of alcohol. If you are under 21 years old, you may not carry liquor, beer, or wine inside a vehicle unless you are accompanied by a parent or other person as specified by the law and the container is full, sealed, and unopened. If you are caught with an alcohol beverage in your vehicle, the vehicle must be impounded for up to 30 days. The court may fine you up to $1,000 and either suspend your driving privileges for 1 year, required by the DMV to delay insurance of your first driver's license for up to 1 year if you are not already licensed. If your driving privilege will be revoked for 1 year if you are convicted of either driving with a blood alcohol concentration level of 0.01% or higher, or driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Now, on the first offense, you will be required to complete the educational portions of a licensed DUI program. A subsequent offense may require a longer DUI program, and you will not have a restricted driver's license to attend the DUI program. Exception: you may carry alcohol beverages in closed containers while working for someone with an off-site liquor sales license. Drivers of all ages. It is illegal to drive after consuming excessive amount of alcohol in any form, including medications such as cough syrup, or taking any drug, including prescription medications, or using any combination of alcohol and drugs that impairs your ability to drive. We've completed page 82. We'll continue with drugs and alcohol on page 83 in the next video. Thank you so much and drive safely.